Today's video is sponsored by DYU Bicycles. The bike I will be reviewing is the Stroll 1. As you can see here, I got a package first, and then in the package you get the bike all neatly, kind of folded up. But it's not folded, it's just not assembled yet. You also get this little box which has all the essentials you need. You get all the tools you need. Maybe get some grease or like chain oil, that's the thing you don't get, but like the rest of the tools are all there in that little box. As you can see here, it's a little bit more laid out. We have the separate parts that you need to install, the spare tire and the little box I mentioned. And once you install these, the thing is ready to go. As you can see here, the next slide is the box, which has a multi-tool, a little spanner, and then some parts to assemble the other parts of the bike, plus the charger and the pedals. Before I show you the finished bike, I want to show you the weight. It's claimed that it's 19.5 kilograms. That is without any accessories. So this bike is a little heavier because it has the bottle holder and stuff. But yeah, in the next clip you will see here that I go from 68.2 to about 88.2. So the bike indeed weighs, around 20 kilograms, which is really, really light for e-bike. Here we can see the bike in its whole. It's a very sleek looking bike. It's called the Stroll 1 city bike. So that's what it's made for. It has, durable tires. You can go on some gravel, I guess, but I wouldn't go off-roading with it. Not like the previous bikes which had integrated suspension, this doesn't. But it has some mud guards, which is really nice for driving in the rain, for example. As you can see here, it has a motor. It's 250 watt, which propels you to a speed up to 25 km/h. Of course, you can go faster, but then you have to use the pedals. It has very nice disc brakes. They're really nice. I tried them later in the video. We'll see that they're really, really powerful, especially combined with the 28-inch wheels, which have a little bit of width to them as well, which give you a lot of stopping power. Then the handlebars have, the required things. You have your brakes, which are nicely positioned. You can adjust that as well. You have your gear shifter there for your Shimano tourney. 7-speed right here. It's the back derailleur. First, on the front you only have you can't really shift. It has a little guard there. You have the pedals, which are quite sturdy, have a little bit of grip, which is really nice, so you don't really slip off in rainy weather, for example. Here you have the control panel. You have the bell, which I really like the design, by the way. Like a lot of the bells in like older bicycles and stuff, they look really like flingy. Like they break often, but this one really nice. Here you can see you have 2 buttons on the side. You can turn it on. You have also M button, which throws you into settings. But yeah, then you can turn it off again if you just press it. And on the top, you can kind of press it and you have 3 settings. I will explain this a little bit more in the riding, because that makes it a little bit more clear. As you can see here, you have a back reflector. You also have a adjustable seat. I fit on it well. I could make it way bigger. Could also make it way smaller. I'm around like 6 foot or 183, 84, something like that. So I think a lot of people could ride on this, even like smaller people, also bigger people. Here you can see the bottle cage being filled up by bottle. This is a big 950 milliliter bottle from Decathlon. Very nice. Here we'll start the riding test. As you can hear, I will have the background noise slightly turned on so you can hear the noises the bike make, especially the motor sounds. Right now we are pedaling without any assistance. As you can see, it's turning on. Now we turned on first setting, then we get back off again. And because it's so light, it actually goes quite well even without assistance. So even if you run out of a battery, which is highly unlikely if you charge it, you can actually pedal quite normally back to your house or your destination. As you see here, the second setting definitely does a lot more than the first setting, and then we have the third setting, which brings you up to that 25. Like it really the third setting is really like if you want to go 25. It really brings you to 25 I mean, if you just pedal a little bit. The other ones just support you a little bit, but they won't force you to go a certain speed. This one really brings you to 25. If you stop pedaling, it will go slower. It's a pedal assistant. It's not a it doesn't just give you power continuously. It only gives you power if you pedal. But if you pedal very lightly, you can literally just go into first gear. Just pedal very lightly, it's fine. Here you can see the light. If you press the button very long, it turns on. And if you press it very along again the top button, it turns off again. It's very bright, considering it's like the middle of the day right here. It's really bright. But yeah, the bell, amazing. You see me very excited about the bell. Here, this is not the brake test, by the way. This is me just braking lightly. Also, it's disc brake, so you have to like wear them in a little bit usually, just to get off some stuff. Yeah, I just want to stop here because I was like, oh, it's a nice spot. Like right by the stream, you have a little horse in the background as well, beautiful little horse, and yeah, it just looks nice. Also, I wanted to readjust my camera here. Camera, by the way, is a phone mount attached to my button-up shirt, and then the phone in the phone mount with one strap loose, so I can actually use the camera. But it's the outside camera, so it's actually relatively good quality. But yeah, here you see without any assistance, I'm just pedaling. Oh yeah, here I wanted to try the tourney system, and it does quite well. You can see me pedaling a bit faster because I'm in a lighter gear, and it actually like brings me up to 16 in first gear, which is a very light gear. Now I turn on the assistance and makes it a tiny bit easier, but the first one is really, I don't really see the use for it often. Maybe if you want a little bit of assistance up a hill or something, but it really doesn't do that much. The second one does, you can feel that it does a little bit more, and the third one definitely does a lot more. The third one definitely just, it pushes you forward to 25 and kind of lets you stay there. Here I try to go a bit faster. I don't think you can quite see how fast I'm going. I know I have a lot of auto clip later on where I'm actually going faster than here. See, 34, 35. But I have a clip where I'm going faster. Later on where you can actually see it, where I stabilized a little bit more at the end especially. But yeah, as you can see, if you stop pedaling really, really hard and just pedal slowly, the electric assistance will just bring you to like 25. It also just stops, so like me going faster than that is just me just putting a lot of effort into the pedals. Yeah, here we do a proper one, and as you can see here, we well, I'll roll it back. We stopped right there. Yes, very nicely demonstrated, and we stopped about right there. Yes, perfect. Yeah, it's great brakes. I mean, you're going to go 25 most of the time, so having what was that, like 3 meters of stopping time, maybe even less, is really, really great. And then you can just set off again and have your nice pedal assistant. Even with this assistance, you can still do turns really nicely. The bike, due to it being really light and not having a lot of weight on the front, it actually handles quite nicely, just like a normal bike would. So that's really nice. Another aspect of the bike I want to talk about is the battery. It is a 36 volt 9 ampere hour battery with a range of between 60 and 100 kilometers, which, you know, is really depending on what type of mode you use and what kind of use you want. If you just want to commute at like 25, you can definitely not reach 100, but if you just use the one setting, you can quite easily reach 100. It's also just your driving style, how much you pedal and everything. As you can see here, I tried to do a little bit of a speed test, but there was a lot of wind, so I was like, okay, I'm gonna go with the wind to have a little bit of an advantage. As you can see, I go up to 25, then the support, you know, kind of stops, and then I'm like, okay, let's use my legs, because the motor produces 250 watt. These legs produce 1000 easily. I don't know actually, but sure. And as you can see here, for a split second, you will see that I hit 41 really shortly. Took a lot of effort, but we made it. A little bit of wind assistance, I must say. But yeah, it was really stable at 41. We didn't hit that car. Amazing. And then, you know, it's a good bike. It still keeps on rolling for a bit, and then you ease back into like it, and you have the 25 km/h. Also, I was very surprised. Well, normally driving without hands on a new bike takes a few tries. On this bike, first try worked perfectly. I had great control. This was like the second or third time I did it, but like now I had amazing control. I was really, really happy how it handled, because it's really, really just a normal bike. It's very nicely centered, and I'm really happy it does that actually. Here, using the amazing balance, we will go without our hands once again, and we can quite easily just grab the bottle, as you can see here. Bottle, perfect. Little sip, great. And you put it back, and you're off. Perfect. Really great. Here I tried to do some steering. Like on a race bike, sometimes I would do that to be more aero. Here you don't really have that much space. Maybe if you have smaller hands. I have relatively big hands. But yeah, you're not supposed to do that anyways with the bike. I just want to try it. Yeah, brakes. As you can see, really great. And then you set off again with assistance and you back up the speed right away. It's really, really nice. So what are my final thoughts of the bike? I think it's a very good bike, especially at the price it is right now, 999 euros or dollars. It's just a great sleek looking bike. You can assemble it really quickly. You don't have to have any expertise. You don't even need a second person. I did it on my own. It's really easy. And yeah, the removing the battery is really nice. You need your key, as you can see the key right there. The disc brakes are great. You have the lamp which is integrated. The controls are really easy to use. I really like the bell. I know the bell is just a 50-cent accessory, but I really like it. Yeah, the grips feel great. The bike has great handling. I especially like that the bike is so light. Makes it really easy for bike handling and everything. It's really great. It's just an overall really nice bike, especially for if you're commuting within the city. The lightness makes it nice to handle. The brakes make it very nice for any, cars that might pull out. And also the lightness makes it really, really nice for if you have to carry it up like some floors in an office or whatever. So I would definitely recommend buying this bike if you like a regular city commuter.